May, 22-year state trooper in Washington State. Thanks for the time. We appreciate you joining us. Good luck.
Thank you for having me, sir. Have a good day.
You too. So what exactly is the reaction in Washington State to all of this? For that, we're going to ask Jason Rantz, host of the Jason Rantz Show on 770 KTTH in Seattle. So, Jason, last I saw, there were 200 officers who've declined the shot there in the Seattle PD. Are folks in Seattle okay with what's going on?
I mean, Seattle is an interesting issue, right? I mean, folks who live in Seattle tend to be pretty far to the left as opposed to folks on the east side of the state. So you really do have this Republican, liberal, Democrat sort of divide on this issue. For the most part, there does seem to be within Seattle, as far as the constituency is concerned, support for these kinds of mandates. We're also heading into a time where now you have to show your vaccine passport to get into restaurants, bars, and gyms. So from a Seattle perspective, the voters seem to support this, but the police don't. And a lot of these employees who, for various reasons, some of them valid, some of them not necessarily valid to us, don't want to be forced into taking a vaccine. And I think at the end of the day, that's really what this is about. You have a lot of police officers, for example, at SPD, who now find themselves basically out of work because they don't want to turn over their private medical paperwork. It's not to say that they're unvaccinated. I know folks who are vaccinated but don't think that this is right for the government to ask. So it's an interesting dilemma that a lot of these folks find themselves in.
One more quick on this, Jason, before we move on. But I understand there were at least 300 police officers in Seattle who left after the CHOP zone, the occupied zones. What is the city going to do down all these police officers?
Well, here's the big issue. So since last year, 335 officers have left. And prior to today, that left us with 1,048 deployable staff. That's the lowest we've had in Seattle since the 80s. But today, even though the mayor is coming out and saying she's only fired 6 of these officers, the truth of the matter is they've also placed 103 officers who asked for exemptions. Their exemption was given the green light, but their accommodations were denied. So now they've been placed on a list for extended leave. They're basically using their accrued sick or vacation time. That's in total 109 staff that are no longer working in a city that's dealing with the rise of violent crime. Last year was a 24-year high homicide rate. This year, we're about ready to hit that and or exceed it. So things are not going so well in Seattle, and I think there is a significant and very, very real public safety issue.
Let's move on to Pullman now, and the head football coach there at Washington State, Nick Rolovich, not bending, wouldn't get the shot. This is a big deal that has gotten a lot of attention today. What's the reaction been there in the Pacific Northwest?
Well, a lot of folks, particularly in Pullman and Washington State University, are not happy. This is someone who was very well liked, not just by the campus, but especially by the players. And they had his back this entire time. He was very reluctant to even talk about this, but the media was constantly pushing him. Tell us what your status is. Are you going to get vaccinated or not? And he kind of reluctantly said that he would go for this religious exemption because that was his only real option here. But if Wazoo didn't want this to happen, they kind of painted themselves into a corner. Almost every single state agency or college or school in general in the state, they did the exact same thing to people who are asking for religious accommodation. They grant the exemption, say, okay, we believe that you hold this religious exemption, this religious position, but we're not going to accommodate you. And so they couldn't accommodate him when they were saying no to so many other people. It would have been
Did he have the option for a shot?
Optics.
Did he have the option to get tested?
They're not offering testing options. That's the other issue. And I think for the most part, people probably would have submitted to that. But the governor has basically said that it's not feasible to have that kind of scenario at these agencies or colleges, which obviously flies in the face of what the Biden administration is doing as part of their mandate.
Certainly a big story in the Palouse and beyond. Radio host Jason Rantz from Seattle. Thank you very much for the time, Jason. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
We're going to move on now to those healthcare workers.